But anyways, today we're going to be looking at a kid. I already blurred their face and their username, so to protect the kid, obviously, because this isn't really the kid's fault. So, but anyways, we're going to be reacting to this kid riding a very young horse, and I'm basically just going to break it down and talk about it. So when I die, which I must do, could it shine down here with you? So first thing that sticks out to me in this video particularly is that this horse is very young, probably not even 6 months old. You shouldn't really be riding a horse until 6 years old. Just because there's still stuff that's still developing, and the spine is like the last thing, I'm pretty sure, to develop, last thing to develop. So her riding this foal this young is definitely going to be causing some problems into the future. It's definitely gonna be causing some damage to the body. And like, there's areas on a horse where you can and can't sit. So you got like the cervical, which is like the neck, the thoracic, which is all the way to like T12, I think, on a horse. I'm not sure on that. Might have to Google that. But there's like the thoracic area, which is like mostly where you're supposed to sit on a horse. And then you get the lumbar vertebrae, which is like kind of like the floating ribs is what they call it. And you're not supposed to sit there because there's a ton of organs right there that if you put too much pressure, horses will buck. That's why if you see people, like two people riding a horse, the horse will start to buck. It's because you're sitting there on a very certain part of their organ that hurts when people like put weight on there. And then you got like the fused sarcal vertebrae, I think. And then you got like the tail, which I can't remember that one. That one's very interesting. But anyways, you got like those areas, which obviously you shouldn't be sitting on. But yeah. And this foal being this young and the kid also being young, she's probably sitting somewhere near the lumbar vertebrae. You can see tons of signs of discomfort in the horse. The whale eye, the rearing, the tail swishing, the ears moving around very erratically. And obviously you shouldn't be riding a foal this young. So this isn't on the kid because the kid was most likely taught this at a young age. And the kid's still growing and getting knowledge about horses. So I'm not gonna blame the kid. So, but anyways, speaking of kids being taught stuff, the horse world is kind of like a chamber of just people echoing the same thing over and over again. We're taught the supposed right from wrong at a young age, which most of the time actually isn't the right, and it could not be the wrong. So a lot of kids are taught that you have to teach the horse who's boss, don't let them get away with things, don't let them eat while you're riding them, just all kinds of things. And you can't, like, if you're gonna fight an animal to get them to listen to you, that's not a relationship. That's like a, let's see. It's like a democracy per se. It's like a dictatorship. That's the word I'm looking for. Where you get to make the rules and the horse or people, they can't fight against you or say no, or else they get punishment. Because the horse can't say no without getting repercussion. So, like, from a young age, we're taught that we can't let the horse get away with this. So then we grow up thinking that we have to hit our horses and punish them for little things. And the horses, over time, will begin to think that if I vocalize that I'm in pain or uncomfortable with what I'm being asked to do, I can't show this because I'm gonna get hurt for it. Like a horse being naughty. Like, they're not really trying to be naughty most of the time. They're just trying to tell you, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable and don't really like this situation. But anyways, back on track mostly. You're not really supposed to be sitting on a horse like that young, just because there's so much stuff still developing and growing still. But you can see the horse, oh, I shouldn't say horse, you can see the foal rear multiple times, kick out in pain and discomfort, and this kid's sitting so far back too that I do believe she is on the thoracic area. So she pretty sure is causing some form of discomfort for this foal to be reacting in this way. Again, she shouldn't even be sitting on the foal at this age. But anyways, I'm not going to blame the child because maybe she doesn't know any better, and we're all still growing and changing. Nobody's a perfect human being. So I'm not going to blame the kid. But anyways, that's all I have for today, and if you have any questions about stuff relating to horses, feel free to ask them in the description. No. Feel free to ask them in the comments. And also, thank you guys so much for my channel. I believe we are at 1,897. We are so close to 2,000, which I didn't really think you guys would enjoy this kind of stuff, but clearly you guys do. So I'm very thankful for you guys sticking around, and that's all I have to say. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I know I did, and I'm loving all my gifts. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and hope you learned something new. Bye!